Paul says that I have laid the foundation, and others have built on the foundation. Paul says, but let every man take heed on how he buildeth on the foundation. For he says, no other foundation can be laid than that which is laid, that which is Jesus Christ. What I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, in light of the fact that we constantly hear about living right, holiness, and all these things, do you not know? Watch this. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't think I've fallen and hit my head. Listen to this. I need you to write this down. Know that holiness, living right, however you want to put it, does not produce salvation. Y'all stay with me here. I need to show y'all. Some of us, we're deceiving ourselves, and that's why we can't grasp hold of this whole salvation thing. Y'all just stay with me here. Don't try to analyze it. Don't say the pastor's preaching. You can live any way you want. Just stay with me here. Because Paul already told us that you can't lay another foundation. And you need to understand that we cannot live right without Jesus. So you can't put living right first and Jesus on top. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So even though we constantly hear that we need to live right and we need to live right, but I need you to understand that living right does not produce salvation. Did y'all write that down? It does not produce it, because if living right, my brothers and sisters, were to produce salvation, then Jesus would never have to come in the first place. All right. That's right. If we were already living right, why would he have to come from heaven down into a sin-cursed world? Matter of fact, look at Matthew chapter number 9. Need you to see this thing and know for yourself. Some of you are bound up and you are constantly killing yourself. You're constantly badgering yourself down because you're trying to live by the law. And the Bible said the letter killeth, but the spirit maketh alive. None of us can keep the law, my brothers and sisters. That's why I don't understand why some of these folks out here, these religions, are trying to live right as an entrance into heaven. And I'm going to show you where it takes its place. I know some of y'all confused, like, what is he talking about? I'm going to show it to you in the Bible. Look at Matthew chapter number 9, verse 12 and 13. Matthew chapter 9, verses 12 and 13. Y'all see it? Yes. Jesus says, watch this. But when Jesus heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. Is there anybody in here know that you were sick? Is there anybody in here know that you were sick? I'm talking about spiritually sick. He said, but watch this in verse 13. But go ye and learn what that meaneth. I will have mercy and not sacrifice. For I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. He's saying to you and I know you have to live right, but living right did not come first. Yes. Preach now. Because why would he have to come? If when he showed up, I was already living right. Then he would bypass me. And that's why I keep trying to tell you, stop letting folk bound you where you came from. Do you not know that you are a prime candidate for salvation? Because we were sick, and Jesus said, I came for those who were sinning. So when he left heaven, he was looking for me. Stop trying to be what you are not. If you're sick, say, Lord, I'm sick. You're trying to do one thing before the other. Living right does not produce salvation. Go ahead. I'm going to show you where it's at, though. Go ahead. I'm going to show you where that comes in. Look in Ephesians chapter number 2. That's why some of us can't shout. Go ahead now. We've messed ourselves up. We We put all kinds of stuff in our mind, and we've allowed self-righteous folk to make us feel bad. And I don't care what nobody said. I don't have to answer to no man. I got to stand before God and give an account for everything that I've done. We've allowed man to bind us. We've allowed man to put us in the pit. When Jesus has already said, I've come for the sinners. If you're not living right, you're a prime candidate for salvation.
Go ahead now.
Look at Ephesians chapter number 2. Just trying to show you that our salvation is not obtained by living right. Folks, and they're scaring folks out the church. Scaring folk out of salvation. When Jesus clearly said in John 3:17, for God sent not his son into the world to condemn the world, but the world through him might be saved. Yes. Watch this. Ephesians chapter number 2, verse 8 says it like this, for by grace ye are saved, through faith, and not of yourselves. It is the gift of God. Verse 9 says it like this, not of works, lest any man should boast. It's not of works. So if you and I think that we can work our way into heaven by saying, Lord, look at me, I'm living right, no, we're going to miss salvation. Can you imagine what heaven would be like if everybody that was in heaven thought they got there because they were living right? It would be pure hell and heaven again. Because everybody would be full of themselves. That's what the Bible says, lest any man should boast. It's not about how well you think you are. It's not about how righteous you think you are. Because my Bible tells me that all of our righteousness is like filthy rags. That's why you can't shout with the information, because you're not sure that heaven is your home. You can't get salvation, y'all, by living right. It's a product of it. Tired of these self-righteous folk misquoting scripture, giving folk bad doctrine, always on somebody's heels about where they come, what they're doing. Now, since you and I understand this, that you cannot obtain salvation by living right, that's not how you get it, because Jesus would not have to come. But let me tell you how you get salvation. Write this down. How I get salvation. I'm going to help somebody here this morning. I'm going to help somebody free yourself. The Bible says, whom the Son has made free is free indeed. This is how you get salvation, my brothers and sisters. First thing you need to look at, John chapter number 1. Write that down. John 1. Some of you want to shout, but you think about where you came from and what you're doing, and you can't even shout. I'm trying to tell you something, regardless as to where you come from, what you were doing, the very fact that God didn't take you out of here ought to make you shout anyhow. Thank you for your mercy. You ought to know what God you serve. Never mind what man thinks about you. The God I serve sees everything, and he hears everything. And if he saw it, and he heard it, and he still gave me another day to God be the glory. Hallelujah. Stop letting folk bound you down. Look at John chapter 1. John chapter number 1. We receive salvation, y'all, by believing. There's no works involved. We obtain salvation by believing. John 1 and 12 says it like this. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them